Currently, there's a strong need for the United States to become a powerhouse within the semiconductor industry as we rely on international or external entities to produce and manufacture semiconductors. We need a diverse workforce to bring different perspectives to the plate in order to solve tomorrow's dire problems.
The Morgan Center for Research and Education in Microelectronics is focused on bringing underrepresented students into the microelectronics industry and into the study of microelectronics by presenting the excitement of research particularly in wide bandgap materials, but in really all phases of microelectronics. We are trying to win the hearts and the minds of the students.
My first introduction with the semiconductors was a class that I took here at Morgan State University. I fell in love with the physics aspect of it and the problem solving and learning how to create semiconductor devices. I think the world of semiconductors is interesting because it opens up 1,001 applications, so the possibilities really are endless.
We've got a lot of really interesting materials that we've been synthesizing. We all have a different skill set in terms of how we approach materials.
In my research group, we are engaged in quantum sensing research. So we are utilizing defects in wide bandgap semiconductors for quantum sensing experiments.
The research opportunities are quite varied and cover the entire stack of what the semiconductor industry is all about.
Since I've been at Morgan State University, I've had many rewarding opportunities to perform scientific research both on and off campus. It's very challenging and demanding, but even more so, it's incredibly fulfilling.
Young faculty come in with a tremendous amount of energy. They are fresh out of their PhD programs and at the cusp of where research is. And they are going to be the catalyst to create the excitement among the students to try to draw them in to microelectronics.
With the new center, there's an infrastructure that's being established here that allows for excellent science and research to be conducted.
Morgan State is growing in terms of research, trying to become an R1 university. There are a lot of opportunities for funding for our faculty members at Morgan State University, so it's a good place to join and conduct research.
The Paradigm facility at Johns Hopkins is an NSF-sponsored center. It's a collaboration between my alma mater, Cornell University, and Johns Hopkins University. It looks at materials both in the thin film version, epitaxial materials they're so-called, and the bulk version. We got involved with Paradigm from my Cornell connection, and it's been a very fruitful collaboration.
Paradigm here at Johns Hopkins University it's truly a unique materials prototyping facility. It just doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, as far as I know of. Once we get our thin film capabilities up and going at Morgan, this would be the only place in the world where you could build an entire transistor technology all the way from wafer to final device performance.
We're working on a really amazing facility at Morgan, one of the first clean rooms at historically black colleges. We think it's going to be a showpiece and a magnet for students to come and use the facility and showcase how microelectronics plays in everyday life. We're preparing the students for an exceptional career in microelectronics.
Morgan is a very good stepping stone, if I may call it that. Even as a student, you get to sit in meetings with collaborators who could be other research labs or even industry leaders and companies. So it gives you an insight to what happens outside the school environment.
Come to Morgan because it's a great place to get your foot in the door and just to build a foundation for what you want to do in the future.
We think our students are going to become leaders in the industry because I see them coming into the lab with all sorts of energy. I see the new faculty bringing all sorts of energy. So the combination is bound to produce leaders in the field.